Well, hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Quest.
Hello.
Sorry for the delay, but we had a couple issues. Not a problem, but hey,
right on.
we like to, well, you know us, nobody's perfect.
We fly by the seat of our pants.
Hell yeah, we do. I'm Johnny, and this is my lovely wife, Colleen.
I'm Colleen. So, hey, everyone. Welcome. Super excited for this.
Episode 13.
Okay.
Of Backcountry Couples.
I can't believe that.
Hey, you know what? It's my favorite number.
It is his favorite number because
it's my birthday.
Not yet. It's his birthday next month. So it's very, very exciting. In one more day, it's his birthday month. So get prepared. So every Thursday in October,
it'll be a spooktacular
we're going to have
event.
A birthday party, I think, for John. But anyways, hey, everyone.
Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. Hope your week is doing well. Yeah. Mine has been like, we're not going there.
No, it's been a busy week, but it's happy pre-Friday. So we love that. Like John was saying,
cheers.
I'll cheers to that too, hun. There you go. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, that's got a nice ring to it.
It does. It sounds really good. I like that.
Anyways, hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, we are all good. And like John was saying, it's episode 13. Kind of wild.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it is. And everyone's been following along, which has been great. So you've been watching our posts on Instagram, right? Which is at KeelQuest. You've been watching our stuff on YouTube when we do our little weekly thing on Mondays, right? Where we're like posting on who's going to be on our show for the Thursday, which is awesome. There's also, we've been posting on Instagram on KeelQuest and on Jack Forrester, right? Which is
our Subaru,
the Subaru build. Basically,
if you haven't, you need to check out last week's episode with Waterborne Camper. That was a really fun show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Things you never knew was in New Brunswick.
New Brunswick is pretty cool.
Check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, for sure. What I was going to say, though, about the Instagram that we have going on with KeelQuest and Jack Forrester right now is that when we were on holiday.
Vacation.
Canadians say holiday.
You're in America.
That's right.
Vacation.
That's right.
Get some.
I know. So we had no, internet for 2.5 weeks while we were away,
which was awesome,
which is fantastic. So we've been posting daily some photos and videos of kind of what we had been up to, right? Which is kind of fun. We haven't actually made any videos on our past trips, so we're going to put together a little bit of a trailer. We're going to post on Sunday.
A montage.
Sure. I like that. Basically what to expect for our cute little fun little snippets of videos we got to come, which is fun. And the one thing I want to talk about too is that our Backcountry Couples is sponsored by Mickwick. And yeah, where are you?
There. Right there. All natural product made here in the United States.
Yes. Pacific Northwest.
It burns for
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yep.
Not 5 minutes.
Yep.
Not that thing that looks like a little pill.
Right on. No, this is
5 minutes.
It's
this
pretty,
thing's 20 minutes.
It
this
is
way better.
It's amazing. We absolutely love the Mickwick, and you will too. So
they're hot.
Usually we say use our code KeelQuest. But today actually is the last day. You can go straight to their website, and they're actually doing 25% off. So
right, the fall special.
That's right. So make sure you get on there today. You still can say, hey.
What's that code?
It's just you just go straight to their website, and they have straight up 25% off on their stuff,
no-brainer.
Which actually is pretty awesome. So yeah, we like that. If you love what you see, and we have
New Brunswick's a nice bourbon drink. Thanks, Doc.
Oh, was that Clyde? Oh,
yeah,
he's so good. If you like what you see and you want to continue, we've got some fun things coming up, obviously, in Backcountry Couples and KeelQuest and stuff like that, which is fun. Consider subscribing. Hit the bell, which is over there. He's so good at that.
Hit that little subscribe button, ding that little bell.
He is. Yeah, so and share it out.
When I say when she uploads a video, or maybe I'll start doing some editing.
That'd be nice, honey. I love him.
You all
right.
Anyways,
yeah.
Without further ado.
So, couple things. I think we
have. No, couple things.
Yeah,
we need to jump right in.
I got two more things.
We're going to jump right in this.
We're not late.
No, we're on.
Hi,
I'm kidding. We're not
KeelQuest,
everybody. We're on KeelQuest time.
Yeah, we are, which I like that. So welcome everybody who's in the chat. It's always fun to see familiar faces.
I will catch up with everybody in just
like
a minute.
We have a few new faces that I see kind of popping up too. So hey, everybody, thanks for
Hi,
sharing
Mom.
it out. Like I said, oh, John's mom's in the house. Hi, Mom. I'm sure she's waving. So we have a couple tonight.
No way.
Oh, wait. Look, from Seattle. That's where they're at right now.
Oh, is that what you're showing?
That's what I'm showing is my I thought I'd represent tonight. You got a Seattle shirt on, honey. See? There we go. Mine's just a little lower. There we go. We're representing Seattle. Okay. Are you ready for this?
I'm not saying anything.
Stop it.
We're trying to keep this PG.
That's right.
PG-13?
PG-13. Okay. So their motto is love everyone you meet. They are just friends you haven't met yet. These newlyweds, each with a passion for traveling, welcome new ideas and spontaneous adventures. They haven't stopped moving since their first date and wouldn't change it for anything. From the road to the seas, welcome to their adventure, long walks and car rides, Jake and Maddie.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Best intro I've ever gotten in my life, I gotta say.
There you go.
Flashing over here.
Oh.
It's all YouTube. It is all YouTube. Everything
You two on YouTube.
YouTube on YouTube. Yeah. But it's so
Not yet.
true.
We'll get there one day though.
That's right. That's the next thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So welcome. This is so exciting.
Thanks so much for being on the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been looking forward to it for months. We're super excited.
Yes.
Awesome.
So cool.
Good, because
awesome.
I got a ton of questions.
I know,
for
right?
Cool.
I feel like it's not. I know. Get ready.
So tell us a little bit about long walks and car rides. How'd you two meet? How'd you come up with a name? Where y'all come from?
Well, I'll let her take
not
this.
that order.
The name is her idea.
So originally we're both from Las Vegas. Well, his family was all military. So he grew up kind of moving around. He actually even lived on a station in Iceland at one point, which is super crazy.
Nice.
But
Yeah, that's kind of where the travel love started. We never had any roots done anywhere, so I was always moving.
I traveled a bit as a kid, but not much, as I got older, my teenage years and whatnot. So we met in Las Vegas, actually at a friend's party, funny enough. And I blew him off, tried to play hard to get, ended up throwing an entire bonfire a week later so he'd hang out with me. And then the next day was our first date to California.
Amazing.
So that's how we met and how it started. I'd say part of it was during COVID, I started getting into hiking and going on walks and kind of exploring more. And then when we got together, we started going on road trips. And I started to realize life's kind of simple. Like people and dogs aren't that different. All we want is a long walk and a car ride. So we were driving. Where were we driving?
We were driving to California a few times, the border
we were
of
in
Nevada
Jane
and
when I came up
California.
with the name.
Oh, we were outside of Lake Mead, out by Valley of Fire.
We were out by Valley of Fire in Las Vegas, and I was like, we should really start like an Instagram. I think long walks and car rides sounds like a good name because that's what we like to do, go on long walks and car rides.
Now, she was way more excited. She was way more excited than she's portraying. We were driving in the car, and she was like, "Babe, I reserved a name on Instagram. I think you're really gonna like it. You know what? Here it is." And it had a bunch of underscores in it, so it was long underscore walks underscore. And I was like, "That's a little. I like the name, but we got to do something about the underscores." And so that was my only contribution to the name, is we got rid of the underscores. But it was a really good name because we when we first started dating, we never wanted to like stop chasing the sunrises and the sunsets. We'd be in the car at 4 a.m. so we could get out to Mount Charleston to watch the sunrise, or we'd be out in the middle of the desert at nighttime so we could watch the stars. So that was kind of where it all started.
Couldn't stay still.
I love it.
Very cool. Nothing like the golden hour.
No, right? So nice. Wow. So, but you started your adventures in a Subaru.
Actually,
hiking.
We started our adventures together. Mine were more hiking, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got lazy after we got together and started going on our road trips and whatnot. But originally, Jake actually owned a Dodge Challenger RT. So we originally drove that to California and drove that to all the different state parks before we traded in his Challenger, and I had a Toyota Tacoma at the time that was unfortunately breaking down, and we traded those in for the Subaru.
Gotcha.
Great choice. Great choice.
Definitely.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
We love
funny
the
in
Subie folks.
It's funny in California when we got down there, it was during the wildfire, so there weren't any hotel rooms. And we were sitting there, it's like 4:00 in the morning. We're like, where are we going to sleep? We briefly considered sleeping in the trunk of said Challenger, which is where the idea for getting a Subaru later came in. We wanted a car we could sleep in.
I thought she was crazy because she was like, let's just put the seats down and sleep in the trunk. And I was like, okay.
I mean, it was a place. I started watching like the van life videos around the time. So
Sure.
I'm like, why are we paying for a hotel room for 3 hours?
Hey guys, too early.
I love it. I love it. And then you got a camper because you were like, this is it then.
We were thinking about how we were going to go on the road for longer periods of time. We had just gotten back. We did a 2-week trip around the Pacific Northwest in the Subaru, and it was great, but it wasn't really sustainable. We couldn't find somewhere to fit both us, our camping gear. So we moved into the camper for the more space.
It was a little bit longer term solution to traveling while not living out of the car still. Because after we got back from the Pacific Northwest and everything was always wet and it smelled like our dog and our cat, and it was hard because you want to be able to stretch out, and we're both 6 feet tall, so the back of the Subaru is just about the right size, but you can never really get fully stretched out.
Oh,
We'd have all of our gear stacked up to the ceiling in the front seat, so we'd have to move everything and get out in the rain and like shuffle it around every night and morning.
Getting woken up in like a Target parking lot and told that you guys have to move because we don't allow people sleeping in their cars here. Having to completely move everything out of the front back to the back. That
not fun.
We decided if we're going to do this longer term, we need something a little bit more comfortable, and that's how we
Right. Because you guys are in a cross track, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, those aren't. Yeah. Not very.
I mean, it was great originally when we were just doing it on weekends because we could, get enough gear in for a weekend trip. But after that, we realized we definitely needed more space.
Yeah, so that's when we got home. It was like home, but not quite.
So it was HOM. Okay. We just dropped the E. And yeah.
Very cool. So then we went to the pop-up.
So you got the pop-up though, and then you were just like, did you set up like a destination of where you wanted to go with this, or?
It was more of a time frame. Basically, She was like, how long can I get out of you traveling? And I said, doing it in the trailer once we put, a sink and solar, and we get out in the middle of the woods and everything, and it's a more of a home where we have a TV and everything. Like, we wanted to have like some of the creature comforts. That wasn't what we went out for though. Like, we didn't have it for the first 3-4 months until we were able to kind of get the solar set up to a point.
Where were we staying at for that? You were saying about he told me 6 months to a year.
Yeah, I said we can do probably 6 months to a year.
Oh, we can see you guys finally. So we kind of just crisscrossed around, had a couple of different stops that, family we wanted to see, places we wanted to end up. And unfortunately, the camper didn't hold up past 6 months. We were in a windstorm in Texas. There were we don't know if a tornado came through or not because we ended up living in our car when it happened, but it broke our roof, and that's when we had to get rid of it.
And that was it then. That's crazy. What was your destination? Like, I know that you guys were at the Grand Canyon. That was one of your big kind of trips that you guys took too.
I don't think we had we didn't really set off with destinations in mind. It was more of, we want to see how everybody views life from their own eyes. Everywhere you go, the states are like little countries. So you get to explore all these different towns. You could get all these different viewpoints. And so we wanted to end up, ultimately, New York was kind of our goal. We wanted to go up to the Adirondack Mountains. So we kind of Christmased our way up there.
But part of the best part of the camper and no longer having a home base is great, but it allowed us to really, really wander because we didn't have to be somewhere at a certain time. It was just kind of, it's getting too hot here, so why don't we go a little bit north? Or, we're driving past here, this city's here, or, state parks, national parks, what we could kind of hit on it was just really just wandering as much as we could.
I love that.
You had options.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
What do you want to go left or right? You know,
for sure. One of the guys that's in the chat right now, Backcountry Paddler, is from New York, and
He's from New York.
he's not. He's kind of more like Buffalo area, but he loves the
York.
Adirondacks.
They were amazing. Very, very wet and a lot of bugs, though. I
Gorgeous.
would recommend it during what season?
What time of the year were you up there?
Spring, as you drive through down all the dirt roads that were all wet, which was awesome in the Subaru, by the way.
Right.
It would sound like you were driving through rain because of all the bugs that you'd be hitting, even if it wasn't raining. It would just tick, 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 tick the whole time you're driving. And if you opened the camper for more than like not even 30 seconds, you were swarmed.
I had like a hammock with a bug net. It was either in the camper or in the hammock going back and forth.
Right. I know, for sure. So what about the hiking portion? Like, I know that you like to hike, Maddie, and I know that I think, Jake, your first hike was the Grand Canyon, wasn't it?
I'd gone on smaller hikes before that. I hiked a little bit in the foothills of the Adirondacks when I was a kid with my parents, and around like Las Vegas, but nothing on the scale of more than maybe a mile or two at a time. She that's definitely her passion. I'll be able to keep up someday, but I have to work up to the Grand Canyon.
I have to admit, I didn't get as much hiking as I wish I would have gotten in while we were out. We had certain restrictions, like having the camper.
Excuse me.
It was harder to find parking at different national parks, and it was so small we couldn't just like drop it in a parking lot. So yeah. I feel like having the camper with us limited us a lot in those ways.
Trying to get some of the
light
starting to rain a little bit more.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Well, what you said? Like, weather's kind of crappy there. Like, it's what, 3:30 right now with you? What time is it?
It is 4:20.
So it's after 4.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's been raining for the last 3 or 4 days.
The wind's not been great. We actually ended up dragging anchor at midnight last night and having to sail like we motored a mile in the rain. Yeah, it was so windy, it just kind of pulled us off.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
So one thing that you guys have done, which I love, I think this is more you, Jake, is you've been counting all your miles.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That is a good idea.
I had a whole thing planned for when we hit it a year. I mean, a full circumnavigation, but I didn't even pay attention. When it crossed, I kept up with it for the first 25,000 miles. We got right about to that mile point, and then I stopped paying attention because of something.
But then every like month or two, we'd kind of looked out the car and be like, all right, well, at this point we were here, and we just kind of added
I've had to go back. It might look like I'm keeping up like perfectly, but I've definitely had to go back and count a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to see how many we can rack up. I'd like to hit the 1,000,000 mile marker, and now we're not just counting
road miles, but now nautical miles.
I was just about to ask that. Are you keeping your road miles and not without getting
models. Yeah. Oh,
yes, we are.
So
we did 60
not to that
something.
question yet. Thank you.
We just did like 60 something nautical miles the other day. I know we've come up on about 250 at this point.
That's what I had. Was your last count was like 2,500 mile road miles, and then about 250 nautical miles. So are you just like having like a little journal or like a little?
I got over 600,000. Just saying.
Wow. Yeah. That's something.
How are you doing?
We have to work up to that.
Yeah.
But are you like journaling it or something? Like, what are you doing with it?
Well, the odometer makes it really easy in the car.
Well, that's true.
And then we have a chart app for while we're sailing, so I can see it draws out on the screen like the ocean, like a little marker, and you can see every turn we make, and it counts
our routes, how fast we've been going, kind of what's around us.
Okay.
Really neat.
Do you remember when we were on the plane?
Yeah.
Remember that app?
Oh yeah. Right.
Spots, and it records.
That's true.
We need to have a separate like air miles, car miles. Like
I know. I feel like it's endless because
we're already there. Once we get a plane, we can add the
one day. One day.
We're talking about a camper plane eventually.
It's like we're old and we've made it.
I love it. Well, Dustin just said, how about trail miles? Do you track your trail miles?
I did. I had 200, I want to say between 250 and 300 miles on all trails last time.
Wow.
But unfortunately, I had to get a new phone and I didn't have it backed up, so I lost all of those miles. But
You
I
can
would
estimate.
I would assume I'm probably at about 300. I would track, walks, runs, any hike I could get on.
That is crazy.
Well, this makes for a perfect segue. So you guys are in a camper. Now you're in a sailboat.
Yes.
How did that decision come about?
So go ahead.
So I've always had the dream of sailing from Port Hope, Maine to Anchorage, Alaska, which is the furthest northeast point to the furthest northwest point.
Yep.
Pause. I'd just like to say he grew up on power boats. Neither one of us had sailboats, like sailed, nothing, no experience
it's just a dream
whatsoever.
that I always had. I figured it'd be a fun thing to do.
Well, I'll just take that question off my list.
No.
Well, like she said, I grew up I grew up wakeboarding and camping on sailboats.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
But it's completely different lifestyle. I'd been on a sailboat one time in my life before I bought we bought the 33-foot sailboat that we're in now. It was definitely trial by fire, as we've learned. But so I wanted to, So I wanted to travel. I wanted to sail all the way around the Americas. And so I was sitting there one day, and we had just, the camper had just been totaled. They'd said, it's going to be totaled. We're not going to be able to live in it anymore.
We were starting our search. We had looked into vans, buses. We even considered RVs. We were actually sitting in an RV parking lot, like one of the used dealers. We just asked about a loan on how many feet was it?
It was like a 29-foot RV, and
Okay.
we were saying it was basically impossible because of COVID right now. Everybody's bottom up, and they're having a shortage.
That is so true.
Yeah, everywhere we go, even with boats, it's been a constant struggle because it's actually kind of crazy. When we first got together, we were still in the beginning of COVID. We've never known a world where we've been in a relationship together doing all of this traveling without COVID. So it's been a struggle. Yeah.
We were sitting in the parking lot, and we were looking through Craigslist because at this point we had done like a nationwide search. We were looking around. Even when we had the camper, we were starting to get the camper wasn't enough for us at that point. We were starting to look into our other options anyways. So we're sitting in this parking lot, and we're feeling really discouraged at this point. And he's like, well, you know what? Humor me this. Why don't you look up a sailboat? And, we had talked about it briefly when we were in Galveston out on the beach. And, I had known about his dream. But I'm like, there's no way. We can't afford a sailboat. What do you mean?
It was going to be 40 years out.
Yeah, we can't get an RV, let alone a boat.
But so we were sitting there, and we found this boat. It was a Gitana 43. It was a beautiful boat, but it was in really, really bad shape. We went out to look at it. The guy had us sneak into the marina and everything. He's like, I'm getting kicked out by the club. I can't show you the boat in person because I guess his friend had gotten hurt.
Forced sale.
Wow. Talk about a really
illegal thing. Like, you
I know, right?
And I'm like, we're not going to sneak in. I'm just going to ask one of these employees when we walk by. And he let us in to look at the boat. And we kind of fell in love with the idea of it, but that boat didn't end up working out. So we looked online and found one in Washington.
The trimaran.
The trimaran.
So we put in an offer on this boat in Washington. So at this point, we were staying with my parents in Texas, looking to get back on the road and back on the move. So we put in an offer in this boat in Washington. We, signed the paper, sent it to the broker, hopped in the car, drug the trailer on its last leg the whole way there. We had
3 blowouts the entire time. It was a nightmare.
Miserable. And we're sleeping in the car because the camper can't even open anymore. It's just useless slowing us down.
We couldn't even lay our seats down because we had all of our stuff out of the camper in the car. As much we just had everything. We were like, I guess we're going to the Pacific Northwest, and if we don't get a boat, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Right.
So we made the drive down here, and we pull into Bellingham finally, which is where the boat was. We get to the wharf. We're looking at the boat for 30 minutes. We're falling in love with it. And then the broker shows up, 30 minutes late after we've just driven 3 hours through everything.
3 days.
3 days, 3 hours. 3 days through,
basically 14, 15-hour days, 3 days in a row.
Right.
And he goes, well, great news, guys. I sold the boat. And we're like, how is that great news? We had an offer. What? And we'd just been on the phone with him a day prior. He sold the boat out from under us for $1,000 more than what we would have paid. And I think the boat was $500.
Yeah.
What
a sneak.
Yeah.
I got a better word than that.
That was being nice.
So we were sitting in a gas station after that, kind of defeated, because that's where you go when you're living in your car. And we were like, I guess it's time to go back to work and get an apartment. And we went on Craigslist and we found the ad for this boat, and everything kind of fell in place. The guy let us live on it while we were getting the money together to buy it from him, and we've made repairs.
How
And
much did we pay for it?
we found it was listed for about 80. I think it was listed for 9,500 or 8,500.
I think
It
9,500.
was like almost the same exact price as the other boat. But when we came to have him show us the boat, we went out on the water for about 5 minutes, and the engine started just dumping white smoke, like thick white smoke. So we pulled it in, and I told him, I was like, man, I can't afford to fix the engine
and
buy
pay you the
boat.
asking price.
So he said, well, okay, then we'll get a mechanic out here, and I'll pay any costs that it costs to fix the boat. And mechanic came out, is going to be multiple thousands of dollars. And so I was like, I'll just buy it for $4,000 cash. And so we ended up getting the boat for $4,000, and I've just been working on it.
No shit.
Yeah. Been working on it myself. We got the engine running. We're doing the electrical now, and then she just started painting, so it looks a lot better in here. But there's so much work that needs to be done.
Oh yeah.
But it was an amazing boat for the money.
We got really, really
It's
lucky.
no different than buying a house. You know, you buy a house,
Oh, yeah.
a used house,
That's
you're
way
gonna go
cheaper.
in there and put your stamp on it,
And
Well, that's
that's
true.
been the best part is between, the camper and the boat, we're not renters anymore. We have something that we own and it's ours, and we can,
Something
what
I'm
we
fixing now
need.
is going to stay fixed.
Exactly.
Right. The only thing you really have to pay for
100%.
is your gas and your slip time wherever you're at.
And we don't even have to pay for gas that much because we have a sailboat. Wind takes us where we want to go.
That's
This is
right.
This is true.
That's right.
This is true.
So just a quick thing. I actually grew up with sailboats. So my depth growing up, we used to have a 37-foot
Daddy?
Aalborg. Yes, we had an Aalborg Classic, and then after we had that, we had a 26-foot Contest, like a fun little sailboat kind of thing. But we used to always sailors, we called them windbaggers. Right. And then anybody with a motorboat, we call them stink pots because of the smoke and everything that comes out of their motor.
Yeah.
So there's windbaggers and there's stink potters. So you guys are windbagger. And we always say, how much for like a stink potter, we always say, how far can you get on $75 worth of gas? Not far. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
We could
But
probably
with the
get
sailboat, we're going everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The best part.
Yeah, it is.
And, with us wanting to be more eco-friendly in not only the way we live, but the way we travel, it's kind of a win-win. And on top of it, it's quiet, peaceful. As growing up on them,
Quiet.
it's amazing.
It
It's
is.
Just so
breathtaking.
serene.
Gabby, my gosh, we could go into very in-depth on sailboats.
I
stuff
know,
like
right?
That, but we'll just keep it to the bare minimum. So, does your sailboat, is it equipped? Let me rephrase that. How are you equipped for power? You have
So
solar, you have wind.
I used to run a branch for a solar company that I worked for in Nevada, up in New York. So I had previous experience in solar. So we bought the solar that we had on our camper, hooked it up, and that kind of powered us in the camper.
Ooh.
So then we transferred that to the boat. It's not set up exactly how we want it. We need to probably triple our bank and our incoming. We have about 400 watts of solar coming in, and we have a 200 amp hour lithium ion battery. So we can normally get through the day if there's sun without any issues, and then a couple hours into the night. But we have a bigger fridge because we're in a bigger boat. The heater, especially in the winter, we have to run the generator, not a little bit more than we'd like to, but we're going to get there. We're going to eventually have 1.2 kilowatts of solar, 600 amp hours of battery, and then a wind generator to supplement that. So the goal is to be fully self-sufficient, and we've talked about actually going with an electric inboard to get rid of the diesel engine in the boat. So that's a long time from now. We have to get everything else figured out first.
Yeah, that's electric
There's
inboards.
a list.
Yeah, that's kind of something that's a never-ending battle on a boat, is getting power.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then when I guess the other big question is water. So do you have a desalination unit on board?
Yeah. We have plans of putting one on board in the future. As of right now, we're still in the Puget Sound, so there's a lot of ports around. So we have a 25-gallon water tank. We wish it was bigger, but we can't complain too much. And then we have the big 7-gallon water cubes that we keep on board.
Okay.
So we just try to kind of monitor our water use and make sure we pull in to fill up as often as we can.
we're pretty good at conserving water after living in the camper, so we don't go through it too fast.
Yeah, 'cause the camper, we didn't even have a sink or anything. We just carried a water cube, a solar shower, and some gallons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Backcountry Couples.
We're trying to get a rain collection system set up.
Here, I
soon.
just want to put this up here. So outside comfort zone just said, love hearing about the progress y'all have made on the boat and in general. Really cool to see you two folks living such a cool life. That's so sweet.
That is
Thank
very
you.
sweet. Thank you.
I know. I love it. So it's not only you two on this boat. You got some cats.
We do. We
We got some fur critters.
You want to grab Janine? She's
Yeah, I'll
right
grab
there.
her. So here's Q. You can
Yeah.
tell the story of Sophia.
He's from Texas. He was born in my dad's backyard, and he
Okay.
joined us when we were staying there after our roof broke. And he is obsessed with the boat. I don't think he knows any different at this point. And
He
then
probably doesn't.
this is Janine, and she's been with us all the way since she was actually his wedding present. So she's been with us since Vegas. So all of the miles we've done, she's gone every camping trip, every road trip. We took the
Wow.
dog, and we just never wanted to leave her at home.
Yeah, she's ran through Yellowstone and Yosemite, and
She has a
sat and
little
looked at
leash.
the waterfalls and all the forests. She loves it.
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to mention, so Sir Q, his name is Syracuse, which is our
for
favorite
New
town.
York?
Yep, up in New York,
Okay.
it's our favorite town. So then her name is Janine. That was the name of the car
The
that
Challenger.
we drove around when we first.
Oh, okay. I like that. Very good. We have a hello here. It says a hi from Lake Mead. Whoever B Rad
nice.
Mega is. Are they friends of yours, maybe?
Who? I'm sorry. Say the name again.
It said B Rad Mega.
It's, you know who it is?
You think it's Brennan?
I think it's Brendan.
Oh my
It just says Lake Mead says hi. So hey.
That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in.
That's super fun. Oh, it's
Yeah, we
Brendan.
made a lot of friends out there, actually.
That was
There you
where we
go.
kind of kicked off living in the camper, and it was great. There was such a community out there.
I bet.
Surprisingly, everybody looked out for each other, and everybody is super friendly.
It always is. It's Brendan. So do you know Brendan?
Yes, we do.
Okay. That's who it is.
Immediately, yes. Oh, that's so cool. That's really neat.
Yeah, it is. That was one of our first friends we made camping down
It
at
was
Lake
our
Mead.
actually that was our first friend that we ever made
Oh.
while traveling. Yeah, he,
Okay.
He helped us get down a hill because we couldn't see, and then we realized we didn't bring water with us. Rookie mistake. And he
oh yeah,
Loaned
he
us a
gave us
gallon
a
of water.
giant thing of water and gave us some beers and came down and sat by the fire with us for a little bit, talked to us all about our dreams, and he kind of
Yeah.
just encouraged us, and so we just took off, and he was kind of there at the beginning of it.
I love it. Well, he says he misses y'all.
We miss him too.
I feel like that seems like it's so long ago. Like you've had such a big change from there to where you're at.
They all almost feel like separate lifetimes at this point. It's kind of crazy. We forget about the camper sometimes in the boat, and then we forget that we ever had the apartment in Vegas some days.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like you
very-
would.
It's a very, very sudden change, drastic change from each of the previous ways that we lived.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. I
kinda-
mean, yeah, going from a camper to a boat,
That's nuts.
big
Yeah.
time.
And it's almost your anniversary coming up too, right?
yes,
Yes.
in 2 weeks actually.
It's
Yeah.
October 14th.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
They've been doing their
Because
research.
I'm an investigator.
she's
That's
a
what
creeper.
I do.
That's awesome.
That's
Yes,
why your
that's
intro
absolutely
was so
true.
nice. No.
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna
we
say, she's-
Those Canadians, you
October's-
got to watch out for them.
October's a busy month for us. We start off with my birthday on the 8th, and then our wedding on the 14th, or our anniversary on the 14th, and then her birthday on the 29th. So we
Oh,
kind
wow.
of just do an Octoberversary where we get it all knocked out. And
Oh,
like a
yeah.
week of
That's the
celebration.
day after my birthday.
There you go. His is the 13th. So
Okay.
Oh, really? Cool.
that's
Happy
right.
early birthday.
Yes, happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
But you're gonna be married for one whole year. Like this is crazy. Like what a year this has been.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
It
it's,
is.
It's awesome.
And I mean, I think we're newlyweds, and we're 4
We are.
in year 4.5. We're not newlyweds anymore, honey. I feel like we are a little
Honeymoon's
bit.
over with, darling.
I know you researched a lot, but I don't know if we had it on our Instagram. We actually got married after a month of knowing each other. So looking back at all of
Yeah,
this, we've only
it's-
known each other for about a year and a month at this point.
It was very quick. And we
You know, when you know,
When you know,
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I called my mom on
think
the
we're
way
what,
to the
2 weeks,
chapel.
3 weeks.
And I was like, hey, I'm getting married in like an hour. Do you want to come? And she's like, I'm in my pajamas already, but I hope you have a great night. And I was like, thanks. And then we're like, cool. So we went and got married. I mean, the whole story of that day is something else. It was a fun day.
That's awesome. Well, everyone's wishing you happy anniversary in the chat right now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we have someone who wants to just chime in real quick and probably wish you a happy anniversary personally.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Do you remember Raphael?
Yes, of course we remember Raphael.
I know.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How
Hey,
you
Raphael,
doing?
how you doing?
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, this is cool. So you ran into these two in Texas, right?
I did. Yeah, they were in Galveston and they messaged me kind of last minute and said, hey, last minute, but we're here in Galveston. Do you want to come meet up with us? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, that was so much fun.
How did you guys meet up? Or I mean, how did you guys know each other to meet up?
We'd just been following each other on Instagram.
Okay.
And we'd been chatting and stuff. And so they gave me, sent me a message and I was available. I said, okay, let's do it.
That's
We
fun.
Was this like totally Subie related?
Do what?
Was it totally Subie related?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raphael was actually, his account was one of the first ones that started following us when we, started this whole thing, and we had started chatting with him and watching, all the cool stuff he was doing to his car. And we're like, wait, we can start doing this stuff to our car too. And we got really excited, and that was kind of our intro to the Subaru community.
Okay, cool.
Very cool.
Because it is a community. That's the whole thing, right? Like, it's amazing. And I mean, how cool was it that you felt comfortable enough to reach out for Snow to meet Pearl?
Oh, it was so fun. We were so excited when we pulled in to meet him because we, the first thing we're doing is we're looking around the parking lot trying to find out where Pearl is so we can, park next to each other.
I don't think I had my wheels and tires then yet either, did I?
No, because you'd ordered the ones that we have, right? The BFGs?
No, I have the, which ones do I have? Toyo tires, the AT3s.
Oh, the Falcons?
No, the Toyo.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I just had my rooftop basket, maybe.
Yes, because we were looking at it. We're like, we need one of those.
One of them. We still need
It looks so good.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it. That's so funny. But when we had, posted that we were having you on, like Raphael was like, I know those two. And I'm like, what? How did you know these guys? And I was like, hey, we met up. And we're like, well, how cool would that be to pop on?
Oh, it was so much fun.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we had a good time.
It is. I mean, it's cool this whole Subie community. I mean, we love it, right? I mean, I think honestly, that's how obviously we've met everybody on here mostly is with the Subaru.
Oh, 100%.
Which has been really, really fun. So I love that. And you know what Raphael's been up to? He's doing his like weekly podcast. Have you listened to those?
Yes.
Like,
awesome.
awesome.
So good.
Oh, they're so good.
And they said that they've come across people who have listened to it also.
In the middle of nowhere.
For example, we had like a full photo shoot with another Subaru owner and immediately started talking about Raphael in the podcast. And almost anyone we meet with a Subaru, we're like, you got to listen to this. You got to, it just brings the community together in such a cool way.
It really does.
Everybody that talks about the other accounts, I mean, we've talked, Hippie Hopscotch is another one of our really good friends. And we just all are constantly in contact, making sure that everybody's good and having a good time and
speaking out over each other's accomplishments.
Talking about did you see what they did? Did you see what they did? It's a cool community.
I was out driving for Uber when I found out that Raphael was flown out to Boxer Fest, and I stopped what I was doing, called Jake, and I'm like, holy crap, he's there! Like Subaru America like flew him out.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was an amazing experience.
It is.
Yeah, how was that little fun ride with Bucky?
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I mean, I was filming it. I was doing an Instagram live, so I was just trying to hold the camera steady and everything.
Dude.
Fun stuff.
Yep.
Will you put Raphael's like stuff in the chat there?
Sure.
Right, so we can go and do it. But Raphael, tell us quickly how everybody can find you, see you, all that fun stuff.
So my car page is Pearl the Crosstrek, and it's pearl.the-crosstrek. And then the podcast is Subie and You podcast, and it's subie.and.u.podcast. And and then the podcast can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and many of the other podcast apps.
Okay. And what time of day does it go? Is it at, or can you just access it at any time?
Yeah. So I release them on Monday mornings, and then after that, they're all available anytime.
Right. And you can go back and watch all like the reruns and all that kind of stuff then too.
Yep. Yeah. You
Or
can go
the
back
rewinds, I guess they are.
Yeah. You can go back and re-listen to them, because I actually had some people message me saying that they're re-listening to the episodes again.
That's awesome. Very good. Well, I feel like you maybe need to do a little bit of head out to the Pacific Northwest again and do a little snow and pearl update or whatever. That'd be kind of fun,
Yeah,
right?
I would love to. Yeah.
Next year, it might not be the Pacific Northwest though anymore. It might be Alaska. That's kind of what we're leaning towards, which I guess still is Pacific Northwest, but a little bit further.
It's
Pacific
north
North or West.
Yeah,
or west. Exactly.
Northern West.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be cool for sure. So John's putting that in the link. So everybody go check that out. Like, it is fun stuff. And like Jake and Maddie were saying, Raphael, the community is totally cool. Actually, I'm just going to click on this too. Dustin, he's like Forester here, right? So that's cool. So we know that people have them. Love it. Absolutely love it.
They're such a cool car. They really are.
Yeah, they are. They're really awesome. So
The
they're
Forester? Heck yeah, it is.
They're a little biased.
I know, right? Yeah, we are. Exactly. So there, John just put up your Instagram, Raphael, which is really cool. He's going to throw up the Subie and You podcast, which is super fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And we just wanted to, say hey and have Raphael like pop on, because we were like, what a cool connection, right?
That was so neat.
It was cool. It was nice to talk to him again.
Yeah. It's nice to see you guys again too.
With no longer pink hair either.
Yeah.
Who had pink hair?
They did when
We
I
both
called them.
did.
Oh gosh.
What?
She goes,
I
I want to
did
have a pink hair phase. And I was like, well, if you're having a pink hair phase, I'm having a pink hair phase.
Oh god.
It did not go well.
It did, yeah, that was short.
I did not see that on Instagram.
I did not see that. That is so
Intentionally.
There were reasons for that. The time we get there, he's like, we're taking pictures. We're like, no. Like,
Yeah, you can
no.
search through his Instagram. You'll probably find him.
the pink hair. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had pictures together.
We'll have to do a reading
Oh,
one
a
of
whole
these
photo
days.
shoot. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was my first Subie photo shoot.
Okay.
Oh, we just invaded a parking lot for like an hour, setting up
Yeah.
all the cameras. It was a good time.
Yeah, we're like, people were probably looking at us like, what are these weirdos doing with their cars taking pictures?
Oh god, hang on. They gotta look at this. Oh wait, where'd it go?
What are you looking for?
Oh, here we go. You ready? They said the pink hair phase went super well. Nobody ever said that.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Accurate.
Oh,
I've been
gosh.
kind of bummed for this because we can't see you guys moving and we can't see Raphael's camera, but we have the audio going. But if you found the pink hair, I'm okay with not being able to see.
Yeah, please don't
Just
show
for
us.
this one.
There you go.
Well, I'm not gonna. I won't pull it up. I won't.
He was gonna pull it up, but we're not gonna pull it up.
You guys are more than welcome.
Okay.
Cool. Well, hey, Raphael, I appreciate you coming on
Yeah.
for a little special
Yeah.
segment with us.
That was
Thank you
so
for
cool.
having me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
it
and
was-
we looking forward to the next podcast.
100%.
Yeah, I know episode 40 is coming up next Monday, which
That's
is crazy.
Congratulations
Right.
to you. What
Thank
an
you.
amazing undertaking. And the recognition you're getting right now is so well deserved, and it's just going to go from here. So
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that the podcast wouldn't be where it is if people didn't show up and listen to it every Monday. So that's pretty
Right on.
amazing, and it's getting close to 17,000 total downloads, which is just insane.
that's pretty
That's
epic.
awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Well, thank you again for
we're
coming
proud
on
that we're
and
part of that with
being
you,
part of
too.
our little
Mhm.
program tonight.
Yeah, thank
Awesome.
you.
All righty. Cool.
All right. Take
It's
care,
great
Raph.
chatting with you.
Okay, see y'all later. Bye.
Bye. Yeah,
That
well,
was fun.
Yeah, we wanted to bring him on and just say hey to y'all. Oh,
Where'd we go?
they're buffering. So, just a heads up, they are having a little bit of a storms going
They
out
are.
in their neighborhood. So that's
In their
probably
neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh. Here they come. There we go.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
about that.
When he
That's all right. We
said it,
know, we
stopped
understand you
going.
guys got the storms going on out there, so it's all good.
Oh, it's so beautiful though. All the fog in
Absolutely.
the trees. You can't match it.
Yeah.
Right.
So as I was saying before we lost you guys, it was just we wanted to bring Raphael on to just to say hey to you guys, and that
Oh,
was
that
kinda
was so neat.
Well, it was so cute because he came to us. He was like, I know those two. We're like, what? So I was like, obviously, it was natural. So not only are you in a marina and you're like out sailing,
You're in
and
Viking town.
Yeah.
We are. We're in
That's
Polsbo,
cool.
Little Norway, and I actually found that I was Norwegian right after we got here. It was kind of funny. It was like it was meant to be. We love Polsbo, actually. We
Okay.
based our next boat and final boat's names after kind of that tradition of.
I just realized we haven't told
Norwegian
anybody
culture.
our boat's name yet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so our
oh, yeah,
That's on my list.
Yeah, we didn't even
Okay.
ask that yet. So, what's your boat's name?
Our boat is named Marcab. So Marcab is the third brightest star in the galaxy. It's the name the boat came with. We weren't sure if we were going to keep it at first, but then we found out it was kind of suiting because we plan on having about 3 boats in our lifetime, like liveaboards at least.
Yeah.
And
kind
the
of
third
small,
brightest, so
medium,
it's
big. You
the
know what I mean?
first.
I
So
love
then
it.
the next boat will be Valkyria, the Valkyries. They would carry the fallen
Valkyries,
soldiers
yeah.
up to Valhalla.
You know, take you to a better place.
And then
Right.
the third boat, the one that we're going to circumnavigate in, we're going to go full around the world, is going to be Valhalla because that's
You just
how do
throw,
you get better than that?
you just
That's
throw
right,
the
you don't.
circumnavigate out there, no build up, no nothing.
Yeah. By the way, we plan on circumnavigating the Earth.
That's our end goal in a couple of years. It's our
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Right?
why stop traveling? I mean, you know, we only have one life. If we can see as much of the world as we can, that's a life well lived.
100%. Absolutely. And I mean, I have 2 boys. Well, they're not boys. They're like young men now, but whatever. But I used to take
They're
my
men.
kids out of school and travel all the time with them because the teachers love that. You learn more when you're traveling than you are sitting in a classroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And you know, they don't look back and think, oh, that one math assignment that one day. They're like, no, we went and traveled and we did all this. That's so cool of you to do.
100% for sure. So I've been bitten by the traveling bug ever since I grew up. So yeah, I'm all about that. No worries here. But you guys are like surrounded by crazy wildlife. Like we were when did we go out to Seattle?
2018.
2018, and we went to
Which I was there in 2014.
He
prior to that trip, and
Yeah.
I was in Poolsbo, and I went to the awesome brewery in there, Valhalla.
Oh yes.
We need to go.
Yeah, no, we've been told by multiple people to go up there. We like
Okay.
It's a very, like I said, I was there in 2014, so it was a very small venue, but in small batches, but very, very tasty. And
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah, I haven't been.
it's a
Maybe
cool
we have
little
a date
Viking
night
town. I
planned
mean, it has its all
tomorrow.
touristy stuff like that, but yeah, that brewery is really,
Oh,
really
you
cool.
got to go then for sure.
Oh, we will for sure.
But we
As
went
for-
to.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, as touristy as Polsbo is, because it feels like it's certainly walking down the main street and what's around. We really love that it's all small businesses and there's, you know, a real
Yeah.
community here.
Everybody knows everybody. Like
That's
we're
nice.
good friends.
Oh
with
yeah.
We're good friends with the guy that owns Longship Marine, where we get all of our parts, and he helps us with.
Other liveaboards.
He helps us with everything. Shout out to Aaron actually at Longship. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
He's a real pillar of the community, and he's kind of shown us around. So and
That's
Pirate
been
Thomas
great.
as well. Yeah. Pirate
It's
Thomas
good.
kind of
It's
guides
good to
us.
have a mentor. You know what I mean? Especially when you're going in like, holy moly, right?
That's
So
the motto I live
that's
by.
what you
It's
need.
not what you know, it's who you know.
That is a true story.
Definitely
Exactly.
helps.
Right. So we
And-
were at the Olympic National Park, right? Which was beautiful out there. And you're like, I mean, obviously you're right in there. And we went to Cape Flattery. Have you guys been to Cape Flattery? Does that sound
We
familiar?
have not yet. No.
Okay.
Make the hike.
Because that's the most northwesternly point of the continental U.S. is Cape Flattery.
We're gonna have to sail past it on our way out. So we
Yeah,
will
you
be there
will.
eventually, but that's kind of we're doing the inside area now
Okay.
while we get our bearings because like I said, we just started sailing and it's been a lot
Right.
of trial and error.
It is.
Been taking up a lot of our time. We haven't even made it to Olympic Park yet ourselves.
Yeah. No,
That's-
we have a lot of exploring to do. We plan on
Yeah.
being here for the next 2 years. So we've got
Right.
plenty of time.
That's very good. And then tell me about the
You say
wildlife.
you have plenty of time, but it'll be here before it'll be gone before you know it.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so true. That is so true.
So being in the Puge, how much aquatic life have you seen? Have you seen any whales, any orcas
We talk to
coming
the
through?
seals every morning, just
Yeah.
about. They're always out hanging out, especially around the port or kind of playing around. We've seen orcas a few times.
That's pretty
It
incredible.
was out near Seattle, actually.
Okay.
Both times, I want to say.
Rich Pass the second time.
Rich passes the second time.
I know that. We would that. Yep.
That's over by
That's-
Port Orchard. Yeah, that was
That
fun.
sounds familiar.
I've seen a couple otters. She hasn't been lucky enough to see them yet.
No.
Oh, they're so fun and so cute.
I
They're
can't
so
wait.
cool.
We-
We have
The other day, actually, we had a seal sit right like 3 feet from our boat, chasing its flippers around, and he's just like
Yeah.
swimming around in this little circle.
playing
And
because
like,
it was a clear day for the first time and like between storms, like a week of
oh,
storms.
it was the
so-
cutest thing. We saw a massive sea lion the other day up on a
Sea lion
buoy.
on-
Just
you can see it on Instagram. He was commanding the entire area. He
It was
sitting
so
up- There was
cute.
people stopping to take pictures of him, and he was the coolest
With-
little dude.
think he was hiding from the orcas.
Yeah,
'cause the orcas-
probably.
that was about 10 minutes after we saw the orcas.
There are
Yeah.
these
He's like, I
dogfish.
don't want to be lunch.
You
There's
think they are
the sharks.
there's little sharks.
What?
We haven't quite identified them.
No, they're dogfish.
They're
This is
dogfish?
Dogfish Bay. Yeah, Liberty Bay is nicknamed Dogfish Bay.
Okay, so they are dogfish.
sharks.
And
Yeah.
when we first got here in the summer, they'd all come out and hunt around the boat at night. So every night we'd make it a habit to sit on the deck and watch them hunt these little like purple eel things that they like to chase.
They would just be jumping out of the water and swimming around with their fins out. It was super cool.
Yeah, I think they're only like a couple. They're only like a couple feet long, aren't they?
yeah.
2-3 feet. Yeah, they're not too big.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what they are.
Well, look up. It's kind of like a small nurse shark kind of
Yes.
looking.
Huh.
We didn't know they were
Writing
here
it
when
down.
we first got out here until we were sitting on the deck one day, and I was like, "Was that like a miniature shark?"
She
They're
goes,
like,
I just saw a shark, babe. I was like, I know we live on a boat now, and you're gonna like be afraid of some. Weird things." I was like, I don't think there's sharks here. And she's like, babe, I swear I'm watching a shark right now.
Right.
I'm like,
Exactly.
okay. So, sure enough. But jellyfish, whales, the sharks, the
herons,
seals,
seagulls.
herons. We've seen
Yep.
bald eagles. There's an eagle nest not too far from us.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Yeah. No,
They're
we've seen
gorgeous.
quite. It's pretty cool. Honestly, we see a lot.
Right. Right.
Been one of
And
our
then,
parts of being on the
and-
water.
oh, it is a perk. Absolutely. What about all the forest fires that have happened? I mean, you're pretty close to Canada, so I know that when we were out west in 2018, there's same thing, huge fires, and there was a huge like burn, and the wind was coming, our way, so it was
That's
really
when BC was on fire.
smoggy and whatever. So have you guys seen that too?
We were largely spared for the most part. The
Okay.
wind kind of worked in our favor, and it unfortunately, I mean, the whole situation was terrible. But fortunately for us, it was all around us, and then on the other side of the Cascades mostly. So there was only a few days where it was really, really bad. Where there's a couple pictures up on
Where
Instagram.
the sun was like bright red almost. It was really eerie looking.
But probably only 3 or 4 days. We got really, really lucky this year. The rains kind of came back into and kept it all at bay.
Gotcha.
Cool. So I know you guys are newbies to the sailboat life, but as of right now, being part of that, what is the most? I'm trying to look for the right
Oh, what's he gonna
terminology.
say?
What gives you the wow? I guess I'll just keep it simple. The wow factor of being a sailboat owner. What do you love being on that sailboat?
The freedom.
But now,
Without a doubt.
we can leave whenever or wherever we want. Right now, I can untie and be in Seattle for tonight.
And beyond Seattle, when we got our Subaru and our camper, well, even just the Subaru, all of a sudden the entire country was at our fingertips, and we could drive wherever we wanted. My Tacoma was breaking down, so I couldn't just leave. Well, on a sailboat,
80%
whole
of the
world's
countries are touching the water in
at
some
your
way.
fingertips.
Yeah,
And on top of it, we don't even have to buy the fuel to do it. It's
that's right.
free,
Yeah.
comfortable travel. We get to bring our
it's
home.
amazing. It's calm most of the time. I know that's only right now, but
Sure.
on an average day of sailing, and this is things that we've talked to other people that have circumnavigated. On an average day of sailing, like you're just having a calm time where you're just sailing. It's just you're in your own little world, going wherever you want to go. I mean, we're
It's like
gonna
your
be
own
in,
island almost.
yeah. She
You
can
are.
come down and watch TV or make lunch or whatever while I'm sailing, and then I can go up and take a nap. Or it's easy, calm.
It is easy.
So does I don't know I'm not very familiar with all the sailboats out there, but the way you control the boat in regards to the sails and everything, can be controlled from the cockpit, or do you have to like go out to each of the stations, to tighten things up, bring this in, pitch
Most
that,
of
that
it-
sort of thing?
Most of it's in the cockpit. We only really have to go up front if, for example, the jib gets caught on something, or when we're raising or lowering the sails. That's a little nerve wracking when I got to get up there, because she's lucky she gets to sit in the cockpit while I deal with the sails. So we'll be in 2, 3 foot, 4 foot waves, which is, it's big for us. We're new to it.
It is.
And, we don't have all the tethers and stuff yet, so it's a little scary for sure. Everything's kind of centralized though, so it's not too bad. The only time we really have to get out of the safety of the cockpit, which we wear a jacket if we do, a life jacket, is to raise and lower the sails.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And
You go, honey.
let
You
me
go.
think.
He's on. He's got
So
something going on.
when you're out and about and stuff like that, you have your communications all set up too?
Not until recently. So we actually
Now we do. We were gifted a VHF radio from another boater. Thankfully, we had one on board that needed to be wired, and we were kind of just
kind of ancient.
port hopping a little bit, so we weren't going on super far trips. So we didn't think that we were negligent. We should have had one on board the whole time, but we didn't.
And then we ran out of gas outside of Agate Pass, and our engine shut down
On a windless day on top of it, so we couldn't
so
sail.
we had no way to move the boat. I had emergency fuel on board, but the engine had lost its prime, and at that time I didn't know how to prime a diesel engine because I'd never worked on diesels before. So we couldn't get the boat started. So we ended up sitting out with horns, air horns, flagging down anybody we could. We had to call the Coast Guard eventually, and they came out and sent somebody after like 2 hours of just spinning.
Another boater, long story short, came and tied up to us and towed us into a port.
all the way to Kingston.
But
which
that
is
was-
a long ways
We felt like a little kid, like getting tugged by their ear home,
Yeah.
like we was in trouble. Like,
because we didn't have a radio. We had to call the Coast Guard.
Right.
But we're good now. We're getting there. Everything in time.
we're learning our lessons for
It
sure.
is.
Luckily,
Right.
it's in the safety of the sound instead of the open ocean.
Right. So.
Right. Yeah. Safety first. I mean, the
is.
concept of don't getting all the fancy stuff on the outside. You got to build from as when we built our Subaru, we built from the inside out. Get all your safety equipment. So when you do go out, at least you're safe.
Right.
Yeah. You
That's
can't
cool.
stop yourself from hitting the shore if the engine's not working. I mean, you can only sail so much. When you lose the wind, you lose steering. So you have to start with, that's a little bit more important to me right now. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we have to kind of allocate the money where we can.
Right.
Yep.
Right. What about lessons? Are you going to take any kind of classes or anything like that?
We've talked about it. We're considering, what is it? It's like
They have survival at sea classes, like
Sure,
first
like-
aids and
Yeah.
how to contact people without radios or how to speak
Mhm.
properly on the radios. We'll
Right.
do all that before we leave on our circumnavigation. Maybe even just
Before
the
we
first
leave
day before we go to
Washington.
Alaska.
we both have prior first aid experience. I
Okay.
actually went to school to be a vet tech, and then he's former Navy, so we've got some kind of first aid
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Sure,
we definitely
that's
want to
better.
get something formal eventually.
Yeah.
Especially, on the ocean. Sailing wise, I don't think we had one lesson from another liveaboard and kind of just picked it up on our.
Obviously, it's they say that learning sailing is a lifetime.
But you can kind of learn the basics in an afternoon. I feel like as long as you really pay attention and then just
That's why we're
trial
spending
and
a few
error
years before we
practicing.
Yeah.
We've been talking about volunteering to crew on some other boats and get some more experience and learn from more sources before we take on anything crazy.
Absolutely. Because the bigger you go in a boat, don't you have to have your captain's license?
Eventually, only if you're going to be transporting people, though. Like, we could sail a 100-foot sailboat right now. Whether that was
Really?
effective, yeah, legally you could. I think it's 112
Oh,
feet.
I thought it was 50 feet or more.
Night, Mom.
I know it's a weight and it's a length. I
Oh,
believe
okay.
it's over
Okay.
100 feet.
Okay.
But I actually plan on getting my captain's license over
Good.
the winter. Like she said, I'm going to be volunteering to do a couple of passages. I want to
Right.
help with some of the deliveries and stuff during the winter. That way we can get that. At least I can get that experience because she's kind of making the money right now.
You-
Mama's taking care of me.
Yeah, she is.
So have you do you guys just for knowledge and research like everybody else that does, do you jump on YouTube and watch other, couples living on sailboats and stuff like that and how they, how do they deal?
it's kind of a mixture. We'll watch a couple of different YouTube channels. There's one called Sailing GBU we currently like to watch because they're
I
a lot
love
more
them.
realistic.
Okay.
There's such a difference. There's people that are, kind of where we're at, where we're on a lower budget boat. We don't have all these crazy amenities. And then there's people that are doing this on like $900,000,
$1 million.
$1 million yacht. So there's kind of a big difference there. There's
Sure.
a big liveaboard community out here, though.
That's
so
awesome.
we've been kind of going on sales with other people.
Yeah, most of our learning comes in form of other sailors. One person in particular, we call him Pirate Thomas. He's kind of a mainstay. If you come to Poulsbo, you'll see him. He dresses as a full pirate, and he's got a whole coffee like brand after him, and he's always in full costume. He's got his sailboat's all done up to look like a pirate.
Pirate. That's cool.
Everybody calls him Pirate Thomas, and he's been awesome. He's come on our boat and helped me fix a lot of problems, and he's kind of talked us through a lot of things, shown us a lot of things. Most of it just comes from other people and practicing. We just went on a 3-day sail with them, and you can see on our Instagram we had our boats tied right up next to each other.
I was going to say, it's fun when you can like tie off together and everything like that. So I love that. That's awesome.
We first came about, notice or, just into this, the living on a sailboat kind of thing was, I think we were watching an episode of, what was it? Exploring alternatives. It's like different style of living and different stuff like that. And we came across SV Delos.
Yes, SV Delos. We look at a lot of those boats as kind of like an inspiration. I liked Tula's Endless Adventure. We like Sailing Good, Bad, and Ugly. SV Delos. You just learn a little bit wherever you can from all these different people.
Yeah, they got a pretty. The knowledge that you have to obtain from starting from scratch, and it's like I was watching. It's like how to repair your electrical, how do you how to change, fix your your desalination system. They scuba dive, cleaning the bottom of your boat and all that kind of stuff. It's like that's always a labor of love,
right?
Every single day, every day. Today, I noticed that we have a new leak under our deck on one of our bulkheads. So now I have to learn how to do fiberglass work, which last week I was learning how to do electrical. And before that, it was learning how to work on the diesel. It's just nonstop.
Carpentry from the camper. As you guys in your Subaru, we even have the same thing in our Subaru, was learning how to fix this, add this, what should we
teaching her how to drive in the snow. You just have to take a lesson from everything that you do, because that's the only way that you learn, is just by trying new stuff.
I love it. So you're on Instagram, right? And then you were doing these fun little things called deck talks on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to do that or no? I like those.
I need to get back into those.
I love those.
Aside from when we had to rehome our dog and just some kind of crazy repairs we've been having going on, I've been focused more on the boat and kind of working and things like that. But I do need to get back on my deck talks. That makes me really happy that somebody was enjoying those.
We were actually just talking about that this morning. I told her she should get back on it.
I think
got 40 likes. That's a lot of likes, baby.
I'm like, if 40 people were in a room, it's true.
That's what I always say too. If 40 people were to come on your boat right now, you'd be like, what? Come on.
Our boat would probably also not.
Wouldn't be much space.
We tied up with
that is so
two
true.
other boats and about 8 other liverboards, and we had probably had about 15 people total walking around on the boat and looking inside, and it got cramped really fast.
It does. It can.
When you pull up and it's a big group of these boats and everybody's out there, everybody wants to see everybody else's boats and talk about what our plans are, and it's just it's a fun community.
Boaters are like backpackers. Boaters are like campers. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing.
It's all about what you can do for somebody else, because sometime you're going to need help.
Absolutely, 100%.
The word nomad is probably one of the ones that we relate to the most, because I feel like it's so much more inclusive than like RV life or van life, or because at the end of the day, we all are doing it for the same reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And then you have a little blog, right? So you've been kind of doing some writing, and then I came across.
Is it more like of a journal kind of thing? The blog?
It's a journal that I've recently started. I kind of want to make a guide for people that are looking into alternative living and getting into the nomad thing, because I've seen a lot of people have how-tos for vans or how-tos for this, but I want to compile them all in one place and make people know, there's rooftop tents, there's sailboats, there's motorboats, there's so many
Yeah.
options I feel like people don't take into consideration. And one of the biggest things that we love about doing this and having the Instagram and everything is inspiring others. So we kind of want to start doing a lot more guides to give people, you know, the how-to and let them know they can do it too.
I mean, we're 22 and 23. I'll be 24 next week. We're young, and
Yeah,
the
you
fact-
are.
Yeah.
we're kind of doing it already.
You're younger
We
than
want
our
other
kids.
people to be able to do that as well. It's hard
love
when we're
it.
sitting out here looking at $1 million view on our $3,000 sailboat. We're like, everybody should have this.
Yeah.
Why not? It's
But the blog has also been, like you said, a great journal too, and kind of an outlet. And, you know, even being able to look back at how I felt, you know, 3 days into the camper, it was like 30 days or something. Just being able to look back on all that and see how far we've come.
Absolutely. So
Great reflection.
I agree. So a lot of people have like Patreon and stuff like that. Is there any way that people can like help support you two? Like,
We
is
have
there?
there's a donate
on
button
the website.
But
Okay.
we were weary of even putting that up because we want it to come like naturally. We want to build things as we go. You know, we want to show people that they can do it without the help if they don't have it. Because
Sometimes we feel bad, you know. I kind of felt awkward like setting up the whole Patreon thing.
I gotcha.
But we do have a support the project button on our website, and
Okay.
it would be incredible.
Okay, good. Well, that's what I wanted to know. That's awesome.
I mean, people are gonna ask. It's like,
That's right.
okay, you're living on a boat. How are you paying for it all?
You know, so
it's like, you know, are you doing like little odd jobs on the side over here, like, which I'm seeing a lot of people have done, you know, just, you know, hey, work just enough, you know, get a little money, save up, stock up your boat, and then go sail around or drive around, whatever you may do, and then get to another place and then pick up a little small odd job there at that destination where you're at. And then
it's all about managing that expenditure balanced with your income. Because I trade on the stock market. That's how we bought the boat. I made the money to buy the boat. And now that the money's out of the stock market to buy the boat, she's been driving on Uber Eats and kind of supplying that little bit of income.
Perfect.
Until winter moorage. Once winter moorage starts on Sunday, actually, we're both going to be going back to work full time for the winter because there's not much you can do on the boat during the winter.
Say that one. What is it called? Winter what?
Winter moorage.
Moorage, like
winter
because
moorage.
they're mooring in the marina there.
Thanks.
So we'll be there for 6
I'm
months.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hard being still for that long, but it'll be nice because we'll be able to get back on top of things, get a lot of work done on the boat.
Some money set aside, kind of replenish our safety net.
That way for next summer, we don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Right.
That's
right.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So do either of you have scuba diving experience or anything like that to be able to clean the bottom of your boat and such?
I've snorkeled. I snorkeled to the Dominican like one time, but other than that, no.
We want to eventually, but right now we're probably going to get the boat up out of the water on stilts to do some bottom work and clean it all off.
It hasn't been out of the water in 4 years, so
it's definitely time to get it cleaned.
It's
the divers are expensive.
Okay.
But once we get to the Caribbean and whatnot, it's not a very big boat. We can just swim underneath and clean it off and then swim back up.
Can. Yep.
Eventually, when we get, a 50, 60-foot boat for crossing the oceans, that's probably when we're going to need to get some sort of scuba diving going.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, not yet though.
How big is I haven't even looked. How big is Delos's boat?
I have no idea. I want to say it's probably in the 40s. I think
you're probably right.
I mean, not just.
It's not. I don't think it's a big boat.
I mean, they've logged. I think one of his latest videos I saw. I think they've logged over 75,000 nautical miles.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
They've been doing it for like 10 years. So
yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's like
sure.
It's super fascinating. It's like it's like very captivating and be able to be, totally self-sufficient in the open water. It's not like being on land. It's like a totally different ball of wax.
Right.
Oh yeah. I can't just run my hot shower if I want to. I have to either be in port or running a generator or running the engine.
And if you do that, we have to have extra water on board, and it's
hard. It's a different life.
Walk off. Like you can't just walk to get something when you're in the water. It's
if we're boat sick because we've been getting tossed around all morning, all we can do is go sit up on top of the bow, and look outside at the horizon, and you're kind of stuck. I mean, when I broke my foot not too long ago, we were stuck in the boat for 12 days because not only was my foot broken, but our engine wouldn't start. So
Oh,
we got to the point where we ran out of water and we were running out of food, and our dinghy's engine was broken. It gets hard for sure. You definitely have to plan kind of in advance, and that's why this boat probably won't be the one we circumnavigate in, because we just don't have the space for it.
The tank capacity
I mean, we
and
could.
whatnot.
People have done it in smaller, but
absolutely.
we're gonna start small and then we'll go.
Err on the side of caution.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. We're in our 20s.
Awesome. That is so awesome.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it's like, it's super fascinating. I mean, like I'm very captivated by
She wants to
learning
grow,
everything.
actually,
We
so that
wanna
we don't
put a
even have to do
vegetable garden.
anything. Once we can make our own water, we don't have to use fuel because we're a sailboat. And then I want to build her a little hanging garden station so
Like
she
a little-
can grow more food.
Yeah,
So-
little greenhouse kind of thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's totally doable. Absolutely. Do you eat fish?
We're
We're
vegetarians.
vegetarians.
There you go.
That makes it even more interesting. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
especially, it's to be out on the water for such a long time. If you're not eating
Like you have that fresh factor.
that fresh factor.
Don't get scurvy
Yeah.
on me or anything
You
like
know-
that.
No.
One benefit is the fact that being vegetarian, we don't have to worry about like meat storage as much.
Mhm,
There's not as much in our fridge that can go bad.
Yeah,
She's been
100%.
making- She's been making vegetarian sushi, and that sits very well in the fridge for what we need. And
Vegetables
Love
and
it.
rice, right?
yeah, vegetables and rice.
So you're,
Salad.
Perfect.
so you're vegetarian. So you do eat eggs, milk,
Yes.
dairy product, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Okay,
If we have the power to run the fridge, yes.
gotcha. Yeah, no problem there.
I love it. I love it. You guys are fun. You're awesome. Holy moly.
You.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're so welcome.
We love what you guys are doing.
I know.
And
We're coming to
It's-
visit, just letting you know.
Come
We'll
on
take you
down.
sailing. We'll get you clean out the
age that we just throw that number right out. The
Yeah,
door.
that doesn't even- yeah.
does
All
not
of our
apply.
friends are
I mean, but
Right.
you
all of
gotta,
our friends are
yeah,
older than us.
it's-
Nobody's out here doing this in their 20s. One person we ran into is
Two.
almost 20.
Okay.
I think boat rate's like 29. He's
It's
almost
20s.
30. Yeah, you're right.
Close
you're
enough.
nevertheless, it's still super cool.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad that you were able to pop on and hang out with us. Like,
Thank
Thank you
super
so much
awesome.
for having us.
Jinx.
You're welcome. It's already been like over an hour. I can't believe that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like blah 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 blah. So fast.
That's
That's-
fast.
Yeah,
I
dude.
did go super fast.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's how it is. We have good conversation goes quick.
it does. It
Yeah.
does. I'm gonna.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. I'm gonna just put up here what Backcountry Paddles was amazing. What you're doing, living life right.
Thank
I'll
you so
cheers
much.
to that. There you
Sorry
go.
if we talked a lot. We're on the boat a lot. We don't get much human contact when all the storms are coming through. So if we
Right.
talked a lot, we apologize.
No, you're good. You're totally good.
So you guys totally get motion sickness too a lot when you're out in the water.
Not very often.
But when we do it, sometimes it'll be times when we're like on our computer or something and we're not like
When you're
looking
not paying
outside.
attention. If
That's
we're
when it
watching a
gets the
movie
worst.
and a boat goes by or it's rough and windy, but most of the time if we're sailing, we don't get motion sick at all. And when we first got on the boat, it only took about 2 or 3 days. Hi, Janine.
There's a cat.
It only took about 2 or 3 days to get the motion sickness to go away. But after that, we were pretty good. It's just
Right.
it's maybe once a week we'll get like a little bout. And when we do, we just go sit upstairs and look at the
Yeah.
horizon. It goes away pretty quick.
We get sick less in the boat than we did in the car, surprisingly.
We both get really cursed.
Have you ever heard of deck fluff?
No.
What is that?
It's when
That's
you're
that's
like
deck
it's
fluff.
when you're like laying on the bow of the boat getting some suntan rays. It's called deck. You're being deck fluff.
Ah, gotcha. We call it rail meat.
Yeah,
You're nothing better than just sitting on the side of the boat.
Right?
Honey, we use the front of our boat a lot more than we sit in the back of
Janine. Sorry.
Sorry
all
about
right.
that.
Tail.
Yeah, we're always sitting on the front instead of like
Oh,
the whole
I mean,
seating
I
area
get
designed for it.
big water. I get sick all the time.
He does, yeah. I love it. Love it. So
Awesome.
amazing. We
Thank
had
you.
some good people in the chat tonight too. Everyone's giving you some great comments and good kudos and fun stuff like that. We didn't even show all of it, so yay!
Yeah, it was. Yeah, a lot of people were in the
And
chat.
definitely let's keep in touch. I feel like this is a new friendship, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
come to Seattle or Alaska or wherever we're at. We want to buy
Or
some.
if we come that way on land, of course, we'll let you guys know.
100%.
Our
Yeah.
kind of end goal is we want to buy some land in New York and build a couple tiny homes for an eco-friendly like getaway,
Airbnb,
so
like
everybody can kind of meet up there eventually. Maybe.
Yep,
We
I
just
love
wanna
that.
have,
Yeah.
a way for
The
people to come.
Adirondacks are on our list.
It is on
Oh,
our
yes.
list. Yeah.
Definitely go.
Mhm.
bring bug spray, lots of it.
Lots of it.
Only depending on the time of year.
But maybe we'll go September.
September is
Yeah,
our,
that's our time.
probably
That's
That'd
our-
be a good time.
Yeah.
Freeze them out.
Right when we get
Yeah, we just this morning we are starting a big epic trip for next year.
Oh
so.
my! In September,
Oh,
we
that's
already started
awesome.
planning. I know.
Not saying, but it's
Not yet. We're
we'll just say it's
logistically working out some stuff, but
30 hours one way.
it's a pretty
straight.
big trip again. So
There
I'm
you go.
excited.
Yeah.
We're excited to hear where you guys are going.
Right?
We'll just say there's mountains involved.
There you go.
All
They're
right.
the best places.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
And snow.
Yep.
I
You
love the
snow up
snow.
there.
She's not as
Wow.
big a fan as I am. I have to be in the snow.
It's pretty, but it's cold.
Well,
I
if
love
you're
it.
dressed appropriately and you have the proper gear, you're
That's what
all
I'm saying.
good.
When I was living in New York, I was working during Winter Storm Jaden. We had 150 inches of snow that winter, and my
Whoa.
beard was like I had a longer beard. It was frozen solid.
It was like icicles.
Born and raised
But I
in
like
Las
it.
Vegas.
Oh, and I also lived in Iceland, so I'm used to the cold. I love the cold.
I'm used to the desert. I get my first rain jacket like ever this year. I'm excited.
Yeah, you will. I
Oh yeah,
know,
leaving
right?
out there. Yeah, it's
You'll
coming
need
up
it.
coming up for the rainy
Absolutely.
season. My
Oh,
brother,
it's here.
Already coming in, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, my brother lives. He lives on the Puget, just off the Puget. He's west of Seattle. So
He's in Bremerton.
Oh, that's like half an hour from us.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
friends in Bremerton.
Just right down the road.
yep.
But
yeah,
he's moving though.
he's moving.
He's moving in a couple months. But yeah, so
Oh well, we don't know that,
yeah.
but
Anyways.
eventually we'll. But again, thank you guys so much
Yes.
for coming on our show.
Of course,
you
thank you
us.
for having us.
You're so welcome.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the day out there. Hopefully your storm isn't too rough out there.
I know.
Hopefully we can get some sleep tonight after last
That
night's
would be
events.
nice.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Well, I'm sure you're in the boat and just rocks you to sleep.
Oh, it's the best.
So
Yeah.
nice. With the rain on the deck, it's
It's pretty hard to beat.
It does sound pretty beautiful.
Then you go set up the tent.
Yeah. You want to go hear the rain outside, honey? I know. It sounds so
Well, it
good.
ain't gonna rain till maybe Saturday.
I
so.
know.
Anyways, again, thanks so much, guys. You all have a great time out there, and yeah, we definitely will be keeping track and looking forward to how things are progressing on the boat.
Absolutely.
sounds
Thank you
good.
so
Well,
much.
we'll keep in touch.
You
All
got it.
right.
So wait a minute.
So
Stick
just
around.
Stick around for just a second. I'm going to drop you down, and we'll be right back. with you.
Okay.
All right.
I am so inspired.
What do you want to go buy a boat?
Yep. No.
I'm working on a Subaru. One thing at a time.
I know. They were awesome. So Jake and Maddie, amazing. I'm glad it worked out that we were able to connect and
Yes,
chit chat, and we had awesome people in the chat tonight
right
too.
there. See this
So
right here? Long walks and car rides. Instagram, TikTok.
yeah, and they
Hopefully
have a
she does that.
blog,
That
her deck talks.
deck talk.
Yeah, you got to get
That's
on that, Maddie.
DECK. Deck
Deck
talk.
talk. Come on.
I just wanna- hey, you know some of our followers.
I know they're crazy.
You got to spell it
I
out
know.
for them.
So we just-
American and Canadian.
that's correct.
and
So
Australians.
you know what? Oh, I forgot to show you guys.
Oh my gosh, we
Right?
did.
So because Jake and Maddie came on.
Not deck.
I know, right? We've got
That's like that
their
commercial.
little
Nice
Mick
deck.
Wick.
Dick.
I know. They got their little Mick Wick thank you package, which is really nice. So
Yes.
the team at Mick Wick gave us these. So we're gonna mail those to you for a couple of some KeelQuest stickers. So we'll shoot those out your
Kill
way.
Quest sticker and
Yep.
business card.
Yeah, we'll do that. And Backcountry Couples, episode 13. Can't believe it. Kind of awesome. Not kind
It's
of.
too legit to quit.
Totally awesome. We are fully booked for October. We've got lots new things coming up for November. Which
We
is,
do?
Yeah, we do.
Oh wait,
Oh, wait.
there's more.
Yeah, there is. So this has been
Oh,
really
Lord, help
fun.
us.
And I just want to say one more thing too. If you love what you see, hit the bell,
Yep.
hit the thumbs up, just subscribe. We got lots coming on. So let's do it. Alrighty. And if you know a backcountry couple, that wants to come on and chit chat and hang out with us, send them our way.
Yep.
Right? Sounds good. So this
That's it.
weekend, look forward to our summer of 2021 little video trailer, and you can see what we've been up to.
It's not a trailer.
It's a montage.
Montage.
Look at you.
Yes. It's a montage.
It is too. Alrighty.
It's
Thanks,
it's a
everybody.
Bam slam.
Very much.
Thanks so much, y'all. We'll see you on the next quest.
Yeah, you will.
Peace out, Cub Scouts. And I got to hit the